All right, what is going on, kings and queens? So today I'm coming to y'all with another video. Welcome to Media Kingdom, where we cover true crime, celebrity true crime, and trauma. You already know what to do. Hype up the video. And today we're going to be talking about Tyrone Davis Jr. So this story has been trending all over social media. So if you guys don't know, Tyrone Davis Jr. has recently been unalived. Now, it's a huge argument as to how he was unalive, whether it was naturally from him allegedly jumping out of a car, or was it due to his girlfriend allegedly hitting him with something, causing blunt force trauma and pushing him out of a car? Okay. So, according to Black Atlanta Star magazine, so family members of a man who police said died after jumping out of a moving vehicle into traffic are contesting the report and demanding a full investigation into the incident as well as an arrest. So this happened in Gainesville, Florida. If you guys don't know, Florida cases to me are the most interesting because the way that the investigators and just police operates in Florida is very interesting compared to other states. So it's gonna be I'm gonna be curious to see how they really handle this, because for somebody who's an avid watcher of the ID channel, cases like this are extremely hard to solve. And the reason why is because the only people that know what happened is the person that was last seen them, who is alive, and the person who's deceased. And the person who's deceased cannot testify or comment on anything. So you're really up to finding and scrounging around to find any evidence, and also depending on what evidence you could gather from the person that's still alive, which of course they're not going to try to rat themselves out if they did do it, allegedly. Okay. So police in Gainesville, Florida said they were called to an area on a highway overpass on December 27th to respond to a report of an injured person. Now, this Tyrone Davis Jr., he was like a social media, I would say like influencer, because he would post a lot of his like excursions, outings. He would post that a lot on social media. If you go to his social media, a lot of his social media posts are pertaining to the girlfriend. Interestingly enough, that girlfriend was posted on his page more than anything else. I'm talking every 2 seconds, the girlfriend this, they're eating out here, they're drinking there. So keep that in mind. All right. So after some investigation, the detectives determined that a man sustained significant injuries to his head after jumping out of a moving car. So he ended up passing away a few days later. He did not pass away the day of the impact or whatever allegedly happened to him. So family members identified the man as Tyrone Davis Jr., but say the investigation police conducted doesn't add up. So they don't believe that Davis would deliberately jump from a moving vehicle into traffic. Only his girlfriend, who was reportedly driving the car, to leave him behind. The family launched a petition giving more details about Davis' whereabouts around the time of the incident. They also asked the public to stand with them as they call for a more thorough investigation into his death. So once again, this has been picking up mostly on TikTok and other social media platforms because of how the girlfriend is being seen in this whole situation. A lot of people, a little bit like myself, believe that she is involved in some way, because why would you leave somebody who you supposedly love allegedly on the highway? Whether you guys are in an argument or not, if you guys are not from that area, anything I-75, I-95, whatever you want to call it, you don't leave somebody stranded down there because they might not be alive, because the cars and self-flow are not the best in regards to people driving. So that in itself to me already makes me side-eye her, to be honest. So I'm not surprised that a lot of people are joining this petition to try to see if she did have something to do with it. So their family says that they were given inconsistent reports about Davis' injuries. They were initially told that he slipped and fell at a gas station, but hospital staff members later told him that his injuries weren't caused by a fall. We are informed by the police staff that he did not unalive from natural causes and that his injuries were not consistent with falling or being pushed or anything with a moving vehicle. Nally Davis, the victim's cousin, said it was more indicative of some form of blunt force trauma, and said that they wouldn't be explained by jumping out of a vehicle. So that's why we're asking for a more thorough investigation to be completed. The family also learned that Davis was admitted to the hospital as John Doe, and they were notified of his admission until the day after the incident. His family was not notified until for 24 hours, while the person he was with failed to provide his identity or stay by his side. That's another thing that made me that made me feel like she's guilty as well, allegedly, because if you have nothing to do directly with his death, why don't you feel some sort of guilt to take care of somebody that you love? They were together for a little bit, you guys. This isn't people that just met. And they were coming from like a getaway excursion. He did like a whole getaway excursion for her. So he could, I guess, protest his love to her, as you can see in this clip. And then also made arrangements to really make her feel loved. If you could go to his social media, you'll see what I'm talking about. It was mostly about her. They say the victim's girlfriend didn't call 911, wasn't with him when he was found, and didn't notify anyone about the accident until the next day when the hospital contacted David's family members. In another Facebook post, David's cousin asked friends to call the mayor to demand a full investigation into David's death and his girlfriend's arrest. We're also demanding that Kiera, so Kiera, you guys, is the girlfriend, okay, be incarcerated for her role in Tyrone Davis' death based on the evidence and facts that come to light. As a friend of Davis' girlfriend posted a statement by her in which she states that she is heartbroken overall and maintains that she had no part in his death. So this is the Instagram post that she did make on social media. It was a lengthy Instagram post that she made saying, "This has been the most heartbreaking thing I've ever been through. It has been extremely difficult, overwhelming, confusing, and emotional dealing with everything that came from the situation. While trying to grieve the love of my life and process him not being here with me anymore, when we were nothing short of inseparable, I would never do anything to harm him or would want him to lose his life. I have lost a major part of me losing him." I do feel like if she wasn't the cause of it directly, she knows what happened to him. And I think that's where the guilt is hitting her up, because why wouldn't you inform his family where the heck he was or what his condition was or what happened until 24 hours after? I get people grieve and people are in shock, but when a family's demanding questions about their son and their loved one, you gotta have to answer that, especially if you're around. It'd be one thing if you were not around and somebody told you and you were scared to tell, but you were there. Social media was not ever my thing. She says it was Tyrone's. Once again, he was like a known influencer, step daddy Dro. My first thought is to not address anything online. And even when I did, I didn't know what to say because I'm lost. And those who really know us know us. We were not perfect, but we were made for each other. We had our whole life planned together. For those asking, I've been provided my account of everything that happened since the beginning to both sides of Tyrone Davis family, the dad's side and his mom's side. Notice that the only side of his family spreading hateful, negative things that they know Tyrone would not allow nor respect. As much as I want to explain my innocence out of love for my man, that I still can't believe is out here to do life with me, there's currently an active investigation underway. Out of respect for this process, I'll refrain from making any more public statement until the investigation is complete. To everyone who has witnessed our love, whether publicly or personally, and who has chosen to stand with me, thank you. Your support means the world and is what I need right now. I just ask you all allow the detectives to do their job and stop with the accusations. The truth will come out in due time. Okay. Now, his family, you guys, is not playing around at all. They've been doing protests, they've been going online and demanding justice in all ways that they can, from appearing on YouTube podcasts to Instagram posts, going out in the streets with boards, everything. Okay. They even have some witnesses that were there after the alleged incident happened to where they saw Tyrone on the floor. So this is the witness's account as to what happened apparently when Tyrone was found. So this is what they claim they saw in that whole situation.
Timeline. I gave Tasha some information that could help figure out the timeline. Yes. Because we called 911 less than a minute after the other gentleman called 911. That's just a minute. Yes.
As you can see in the black jacket, that is Davis's family, and this was their account as to what went down.
What y'all said?
Okay, we can hold the time. We can catch Tasha. We were at this light. We come through. There was a car in front of us.
Hold on.
I am.
Okay, he turned his blinkers on, so we went around him. We go around him. We see he didn't stop because his car was broken, but there was someone in the road. She's a nurse. That's her job. She says, we got to get out and help him. We get out. She goes up and helps him. I'm securing the scene, making sure it's safe. I didn't see anybody else around. We must have been there. I don't know the timeline. I gave Tasha some information that could help figure out the timeline. Yes. Because we called 911 less than a minute after the other gentleman called 911. That's just a minute.
Yes, sir.
And she assessed him. She stabilized him. She made sure his neck was okay. We got him out of the road and moved him to the side.
Yes, sir.
I did see on the ground right by him was his wallet with money sticking out, a cell phone. He had his wings. The pizza was all over the place. And what I told him is what I thought.
Y'all give me a briefing on what y'all.
What was weird is the pizza place is that way. And you had fresh hot food. Why were they going this way again if the hotel was over there? That didn't make sense to me.
There's a lot of things in this consistencies that don't make sense. Like I say. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Oh. So as we're there, we might have been there 15, 20 minutes. I don't know the timeline. The way to find out the timeline is find out when they called 911 and find out when the ambulance left to go to the hospital. You get that timestamp.
And I do see some people and they're saying, oh, the family's trying to make her look bad. I don't know about y'all, but let me be there and something happened to my family member. You think I'm not going to be there at the hospital with them? You're crazy as all hell. I don't care how mad at you I am. I'm going to be there. That to me is what makes her look guilty more than anything, because why were you not by his side when everything happened and they were taken to the hospital? That's what blows me in this whole situation. That makes no sense.
Because she pulled up. I don't know if she was driving or someone was driving her. We did not look for that. She pulled up.
She has a who?
Here.
Lulu showed up. She didn't come up to us. She went up to him to put him on the stretcher in the ambulance. And she had no concern in her voice. She had no. If she was on the side of the road and I drove up, I would be like, oh my God, what happened? Is he okay? She was not like that. She was there to get her story. What was weird is the pizza place is straight. That's all she did. She kept repeating. It's like she rehearsed her mind. She's like, I'm gonna get my story.
Tasha, come on. Go live. Let us know.
This is right here. This right here.
Hold on. Let us see. Go ahead. Finish on what you're saying.
And that's what I was saying.
Repeat that last word.
It was the fact that she showed up. And by the way, she got that boot on her foot. She was moving pretty quick.
Now, details like that are very unnecessary. This is, the theatrics of it. If you guys don't know, she did have a boot on her leg as, this whole incident went down. It's caught in the video as well. If you can see the video of him like swooning her after, during this getaway, you could see the boot on her leg.
She was not hobbling at all, but she went up to the ambulance just to say, oh, I was up at the Circle K. He was upset and got out of the car, and I was waiting for him for 5 minutes. It was no 5 minutes. It was close. She said they had an argument, and he was hot, and so he got out of the car. And that would make no sense to get out of the car.
Wait, he what?
I am worried that if he got out of the car and she spun off, she might have bumped into him.
That's wrong.
Hit the gas. That's
Hold
what.
on. Let him do his.
And hit the gas. But again, we don't know. We did not see any of that. Now you saw.
I said go get something for his head.
I got a clean roll of paper towel straight. That's all she did. She kept repeating. We put it to give him like a pillow.
Right, because I didn't want his head to be laying on the ground.
Whenever we saw him, he could never speak. He was less conscious, but he went into a deeper state of unconsciousness. He looked like he was about to seizure.
Yeah.
So for
And I asked Lulu, does he have any medical problems? Does he have diabetes? Does he have seizures? I said, does he have any kind of medical problems that the ambulance is know about? And she said, no, not that I know of. And she was calm the entire time.
Oh yeah.
Did he have any bruises? Any bruises consistent with getting hit by a car?
No. I saw his legs. I had to move his legs off the street. I did not think he was homeless. He looked like he was in his PJs. He looked like he was comfortable. He had on his sweats, and we moved him off the road. But there was no any sign, anything.
No signs of getting hit by a car.
The only thing on him was
the
spot, which was like the brown spot
right here.
That's all we saw.
And I just love the
And could that have been when y'all pulled him out the road? He got the scratches on
We didn't pull him. We put it to give him like a pillow.
Right.
Now, we'll say them doing this, I don't think is the best idea because this will be used in some form of evidence. And the last thing, let's say if she allegedly did do something, they might be able to use this against the witnesses in the court of law. So it just depends on how this whole situation really does play out. I do think that she had something to do with him being unalive because there's no way you leave somebody, whether the argument, how bad the argument is, on the side of the road. And I don't think any grown man in his right mind would want to leave out of a moving car unless you're being kidnapped. Here, point blank. I just don't see anybody with a logical mind wanting to move out of a moving car on the highway. On the highway, I'm gonna repeat that. This isn't, at the corner store somewhere, in the highway during busy traffic. I just don't see somebody with a logical mind doing something like that. I think, in my opinion, this is what I think happened. Of course, everybody has their opinion on, their guesses of what happened. I think he was hit with something on his head and pushed out as it was moving. The car was moving. I think they had gotten into a heated exchange. Something was hit on his head. This is where I think the abrasion came on his head and pushed out of the moving car, but he was still conscious enough to start walking down to kind of gain some consciousness. This is what I think happened. And I think whatever object allegedly that she hit him with, she discarded, so that way it cannot be found and used as evidence. She went back to act as if he left the car, and then out of an argument, and then told her story, which she probably got together as she was leaving to get rid of whatever blunt force object that she used to hit him. This is what I think happened. Just my best guess. I watch a lot of ID channel, you guys, so that doesn't make me a detective, but I've seen a lot of domestic stories on that channel.
Me and the other guy, we lifted him up to get him off the road safely and gently.
Because he was in the right lane.
Yeah, he was in the lane.
Right.
Yeah.
So prior to the paramedics arriving on the scene, where was the Lulu girl?
Well, we never saw her. She only pulled up the last 2 minutes before he left to go to the hospital. We stuck around until the ambulance was.
She told us that she saw the light.
We were here for a while. So if you could, we know it was 5:02 p.m. when we left the restaurant. So it was still daylight out, but the sun was setting quick. By the time we left, it was dark out.
About how long was the ambulance here?
Ambulance was maybe here less than 5. Well, maybe they came over to help you. Then they put him on the stretcher and got him over there. So the ambulance was probably on scene about 7 minutes.
Real quick, real fast. It was pretty quick.
And they took him in under John Doe.
But she said
I don't know that because he had a wallet with him.
Yes, they did.
She
Now,
said he was
sometimes they do that to protect victims. They don't.
Yeah, you can ask the nurse. So they told us that he was under John Doe, but my brother was there. And then they moved him to a trauma name because they didn't know.
Me and the other guy, we lifted him up.
They didn't know.
Which is normal for hospitals to do that if they think it's a suspicious something that's going on.
Thank you.
That is normal. From my perspective, working in hospitals.
So once
to
again,
protect
as a father, right? You telling me this girl said she didn't have no concern?
If this was my loved one, I'd be like, why is she so cold? She had no concern in her voice. She was more
didn't
concerned.
contact us at all.
She was more concerned to getting her story straight so she wouldn't get in trouble. From my perspective.
I asked her who she was. I said, who are you? And she said, I'm his girlfriend. And I said, does he have any medical problems?
Wow.
But y'all didn't know where she came
Did the police contact you?
I can tell you, she came.
No.
Okay, so there's the question. They said no, the police has not contacted them.
Take a U-turn and come back. I don't know what
Like a
problem.
white SUV, wasn't it?
A white Kennedy truck.
And I feel like as much as, once again, I said, I don't think this is the best idea to do this. at the end of the day, when it comes to police in Florida, when it comes to investigation in Florida, they take their time. I swear to God, they will take their sweet, lovable time. You have to move on your own time when it comes to stuff like this, or else they're going to drag their feet. So can you really blame a family who's lost their son and they want justice doing stuff like this? I don't see nothing completely wrong with it. That's just how I see it. Especially with how the story is being told. And not even that, especially how she did not contact them until a little bit after. I get you have to process everything, but if the situation already looks suspicious, your best bet is to talk, especially if you're not guilty.
That's it
right there.
Which is normal. This is what I thought was suspicious, is there was his wallet and his phone. There was about $15 in cash, like laid out like this, as if to show this wasn't a robbery. It looked like someone set it there, like all nice. The wings were right by his feet. They hadn't been opened. The pizza was all over the road. The other thing I want to say, why was the car going this way if the pizza place is down that way?
Right.
That's the important thing I wanted to relate. They should not have been coming that way with fresh food. And their hotel was over here. So they were coming back, which didn't make sense with that story.
Okay, so once again, one thing that TikTok loves to do is sleuth investigate. So there's been a lot of sleuth investigators on there giving their point of view as to what they think happened or just their opinion on it. Now, some more of the family has spoken out just about what they think about this whole situation as well. This was probably filmed the same day that they spoke to some of the witnesses after the incident occurred.
Oh, what, God? I didn't ask for this assignment. Sometimes I go like Jonah the other way when I got a message to be delivered. And you know what God said? He tired of me. He tired of me. I can't run. He put me on an assignment and I'm not backing down. I'm not backing down. There's so many people reach out to me and I hear testimonies of their loved ones that they have unsolved cases. I hear messages saying they were killed by the girlfriend, by the wife. It happens all over the world. People are grieving. People are hungry, whether it's your dad, whether it's your brother, whether it's your sister. When I tell you people need answers, you have to get out there. And let me tell you, it's not all right to just feel like if you don't have nobody to be the voice. I don't care if it's just you. Make those calls. Still keep seeking answers. Sometimes cold cases 20 years later get solved. And God said it ain't gonna take all of that. Not in this situation. It's not gonna be all of that in this situation. Brother, you all right?
I ain't never gonna be all right.
You heard that?
I ain't never gonna be all right.
Now, this is the victim's aunt. Okay, and then the guy you see in the hat is his dad.
When we find out what happened to him, the night's still gonna be on my back. You feel me? He gone forever. All I got is memories. You know, that's a real human being, y'all.
Y'all pray for our family.
My son ain't deserve this. My son ain't go for no pay. I love you, my everything. It's a fucking in the street right here in this spot right here, like a dog.
Left like a dog. Ain't look back and you can make the excuses. Oh, if it was my man and he asked to get out the car, if it was my person, stuff happened. We understand reality happened. And like niggas say, we can even deal if it was an accident. We didn't even get that. Because one thing about it, if you put somebody out of the car and you loved them like that, you would have been right on the side of them saying, baby, get back in this car. Baby, come on, let's go. Guess what? You would have looked in that rear view mirror and you would have been watching what was going on when he got out that car. Lulu, you failed. And you lied.
And you didn't contact us.
You didn't contact us. Renee,
No
you got a call the next day. You didn't contact us either. And I asked my family to give you a pass. You drove to Gainesville 4 hours away. And then you called my mama and said he fell at the gas station and bumped his head. And now he in the hospital, brain dead. I told my family to give you a pass. They was upset you didn't even dial the number.
Come on, y'all.
You did. The very next day when you got the call or whenever you got the call, we supposed to got a call. If y'all gonna tell the story, Nikki Stokes, tell the whole story. Tell them how we extended our hand to that mother so many times to Renee, letting her know come over. We need to get together. We need to have, she said, out her own mouth. I said, Renee, we want to go ahead and move forward and make funeral plans. And I said, we asking for you to come over so we can move on and make those funeral plans. We understood she was grieving, and we showed empathy for that. And I said, it's only one request the Davis family is asking. And that is for Lulu not coming to the funeral. And thank God it's already settled. Now she won't be coming. I'm going to say that first. But the first thing she said out my mouth, her mouth was, well, Kiara coming. And I was like, ooh, I can't tell my family that. So I held it inside. I kept it to myself and told them. She said she'll get back with me and let me know. And in my heart, I was like, Renee.
And the whole story with him bumping his head at the gas station, it does not align to the story that the witnesses, alleged witnesses, say myself, told. Because from what the witnesses told, there was not, it didn't seem like it was a gas station near. They just kept mentioning this pizza shop. They kept mentioning highway pizza shop. Nothing about a gas station at all.
Renee, I heard what you said. This is what I told her. I heard what you said. I said, Renee, think about it, pray about it. And I said, and then get back with me and let me know what you want to do, because we never had no problems with Renee family and our family. We always been as one. So after a few days, they asked me, well, what did she say, Tasha? I said, she didn't say nothing. I didn't hear from her. So guess what? Her time expired. We moving on, because I couldn't tell them what she had told me. So what I did was plan a candlelight. I planned a candlelight and said, we're moving on. And then we got a call to say, why my mama ain't know nothing about this? Oh, why my mama ain't this and that? And when y'all say she's quiet, the family wasn't quiet. It was coming all through her daughter, the nonsense, the foolishness, and this and that. But I ain't even gonna give them that much power on this live. We're here for one thing. So I'm gonna cut that short right now. We're here for justice. We want justice. We want answers. So when you bloggers or whatever figure out what y'all want to say, it's not no one against no other.
And when she's mentioning some of the names you guys are not familiar about, once again, this is like a family issue. As the girlfriend did mention, there is a side of the family that is really pushing for justice. Of course, his dad's side of the family is really, really pushing for justice about this whole situation. Do you guys think that Kiara is guilty of unaliving Tyrone? Okay, is she guilty of doing this? To me, it seems as if she has some sort of guilt as to what happened. It might not have been intentional, but I do think she had, in my opinion, allegedly something to do with it, because you don't do something like this and don't go by your man's side if you are not guilty. Let me know what y'all think down below. I'll make sure to keep you guys updated on this, and we out, y'all.